Warning, Fury is back at it again. We're moving into week 2 soon. Tomorrow we got week 2. So just to pop off our football week 2 week, we got Tim, we got Josh. Yo, guys, ready for a good show? Take it away, fellas.
Before we start, I would like to send out a message to 2 minute warning. We're a caring group and we do things for people, so I just want you guys to listen out if you can, please, for a second. It's for DeMarco Murray, y'all.
For just $5 a month. That's less than a quarter a day. Less than 25 cents a day. You can make a difference in a young Eagles fan's life. Call now. Number 5. And donate today. Because it's $5 a month. If everybody watching this right now pledge $5 a month, that's less than a can help DeMarco Murray.
Is it true?
Guys, again, 1555, help him. The little amount we can make that offensive line better. 9 yards rushing, his first game of the year. Let's just help the Eagles' offensive line. Wow! So let's start the Fury show. It's been a great week 1 of football. Great week 1 of football. And I want to, Josh, man, I know it's been very, very hard for you for these last couple of days with the New York Giants losing. But the question was who lost it the worst? Seattle Seahawks, the New York Giants, if I'm not mistaken, or was it the Philadelphia Eagles? And I'm gonna tell you this, Josh. My answer is not the Giants. It's not the Giants. Because the New York Giants played a good game no matter what injuries they had. My Dallas Cowboys, I was not very happy. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy with the win, but we were supposed to be the better team that night and score so many points. So, it is what it is. It is what happened. That game was not supposed to be that close. But I think the Giants will make the Cowboys better to show a lesson of if you don't take care of business, especially at home, what can happen. My answer is not the Seattle Seahawks, because I picked the Seattle Seahawks to lose last week at the Rams as an upset special. My answer is the Philadelphia Eagles, the 4-0 preseason champions, Josh. This is the NFL's favorite team, the number one offense. DeMarco Murray, Jordan Matthew. I mean, you name it, they have it. Chip Kelly. Listen, Josh, what happened? 9 yards for DeMarco Murray? Is the Dallas Cowboys made a mistake? No, I mean, I know it's only week 1, but 9 yards the first game?
Yeah, I know. It's week 1. I know we don't want to try to overreact on certain players, especially look at AP. He struggled. I mean, are you ready to give up on Adrian Peterson too after just 1 week? I mean, he's getting back into the click of things. But I have to agree. I don't like the way Chip Kelly utilized DeMarco that night. I think he should have used him more. Of course, you're not surprised though. Darren Sproles leading in yardage. I mean, of course, hasn't he did that last year too with McCoy there? So I'd never trust in Philly backs, but if we're gonna go disappointing loss route, I probably would have to go Philly. They were favorites. I wouldn't say they were everyone's favorites, but I think there was a lot of optimism about their high-paced offense and possibly their no-huddle offense and how fast they could click, kind of like a Green Bay offense.
Right.
The other two, like you mentioned, Buffalo's a great defensive team. I mean, and Andrew Luck struggles in season openers, so I wasn't really surprised to see the Colts lose. Buffalo was going to come fired up and ready, especially with Rex at the helm and being at home. I could easily see the Colts losing that one. Seattle Seahawks, they played a tough division opponent in the Rams, and I'm never surprised if Seattle loses to the Rams, honestly. The Rams are a great defensive team. They have the speed on offense to get things done, so I honestly wasn't shocked at either of those two. I would have to say the disappointing loss out of those three teams was the Eagles. They had a chance to win it a couple of times, and it just slipped through their hands, literally, so that's my pick as well.
Listen, man. First of all, Chip Kelly was playing with $57 million. You tell everybody the reason why I traded for DeMarco Murray was because we want to run when we want to be a power running game. I didn't see that. I didn't see that Monday. Okay, we got Byron Maxwell because he's better. He's the best corner in the free agency market. I mean, damn, worth all that $10 million a year to get burned by Julio Jones every second. Okay, I'm sorry. Then the running back that you had last year was the one who kept on getting to where you was at. Now everybody was so happy that DeMarco Murray scored 2 touchdowns. I'm not giving him credit for 2 fullback touchdowns. When Sproles and Matthews drove down the field, Murray comes in and gets a 2-yarder and an 8-yarder. 9 yards. The second half, what was DeMarco Murray? You're coming back. The best play on the team is your best play on the team who's taking the place of LaShawn McCoy. He's supposed to be on that field. You took him out. So, I mean, even though it's week 1, I have never saw anything like that, Josh. I've never saw anything like that. I'm not trying to trash the Eagles. If anything, I'm trashing Chip Kelly. I give you another pointer. It's about to be decision time. It's fourth and goal. If I'm not mistaken, you're either going for it or kicking a field goal. He wasted the field goal kicker's time trying to decide what he wanted to do, then rushes the field goal kicker to go on the field with 15 seconds left to set up and the kicker's field goal. The man didn't even set up correctly. And you missed it, Josh. Did he think he was in Oregon for a second? You in the NFL. You should already have a play in your head what you're gonna do before it happens.
I think that's a problem. I think part of his brain clicked in the offensive part of Oregon, and he wanted to do like a spread offense and just run it. I really feel that. I feel like he just wanted to do like a 3 wide receiver set, full house setback, get Sproles and Murray back there, and just wing it out to Sproles or something like that. He couldn't make up his mind. He wanted to do it so bad, but probably last second feelings, he's like, oh, Murray 9 yards, Matthews 4 yards. All right, Parky, do your thing out there. He couldn't make up his mind. He was scatterbrained himself, it looked like. So I don't know. There's a little worry in Philly. I wouldn't say too much, but then again, I don't know. Do we know what Chip Kelly's mindset is yet after week 1? Absolutely not. We have no idea. But he better utilize Murray if they're going to pay him all that damn money. I can say that much, or it's just money blown in the trash.
See, here's the problem. DeMarco Murray cannot line up at wide receiver. He cannot. He's not. You're talking about sweeps around the edges. That's not his strength. He's a banging right up the middle. Right. Michael Irvin, my favorite Cowboy player of all time, said he's a defensive killer. He run up that middle. I didn't see that. I saw turning the corner like what LaShawn McCoy was doing. So maybe it's because you wanted your guy. Basically, it was a makeup. A good friend of mine said it was a makeup. I let go of McCoy. That was a little bit too much. I got me placed. So, okay, you know what? Let me rock the crowd and get the rivals on running back. That didn't work. No wonder he was told to lose some weight. Listen. Don't get me wrong. If anything, the bright side of this whole Eagles team was Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford was really the bright side. He looked great. From our first season game on the center in that type of offense. He looked great. Jordan Matthews, it looked like he caught a concussion. I'm not a good relipper, but it seemed like to me he told the trainer, I'll be back. And then when he grabbed his helmet, Chip Kelly kind of stopped him because it's supposed to be he might have had a concussion. Then you go with Zach Ertz, the tight end of the year that's supposed to be. Where was he at? Kiko Alonso at least had a turnover. But then, you know what's funny, Josh? The offensive line The team that let go Evan Mathis, damn, 9 holding penalties? 9? I tell you why. They were gassed. He gassed his own team. Kelsey was hugging for dear life.
I can't disagree there.
I never saw the best left tackle in football, Jason Peters, on the floor laying there. Like he want to get up. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna get a little bit of rest. Let me get a little bit 5-second rest, please. Huffing and puffing. It was a bad match. And don't get me wrong, they were better than Atlanta Falcons. That team was supposed to lose that game, but it was Chip Kelly's mismanaged. That's all it was. He's not a patient guy. He's not a guy to utilize that clock. He wants to score at will, and that's what's gonna make that's what's gonna hurt his team.
And Murray's a yards after contact back. They need to utilize him, and I don't know how well that's why I stay far away from him in fantasy leagues. I can't trust his utilization. I don't trust his production. He's not a back that you utilize with 2 other backs on a daily basis. Murray needs his touches. He needs his 20 to 25 carries a game because he's not going to get at a steady flow or a good running pace if he's getting a touch here and there, then splitting with Matthews in there, turning it over, and then he has to sit another 10 minutes on the bench to get the ball back. He's not going to get in a good momentum, and he's not going to be the Murray from Dallas if he doesn't have those continuous touches. He's just going to be in a mild or cold streak. I mean, he may bust one for a good 30, 40 yards, but then what's Chip Kelly going to do? He's probably going to do the Chan Gailey thing he did 2 years ago to C.J. Spiller. C.J. Spiller would break out for a 40-yard gain. Oh, take him out. Let's put in Fred Jackson for a 3-4 yard bust. Why are you taking him out? Let him cook. Let him eat. He's on fire. Why are you going to do it?
Right.
So I don't like Chip Kelly, what he did in the first game. Hopefully he has a little learning experience, but I don't know. I don't know how that college mindset is going to mend to the NFL style of play. And I think he's going to try to utilize too much Oregon-style offense, and it's not going to work out to his benefit. He doesn't have college-type players. He has NFL pro-ready players that are forward-down players. They want to be on every drive. So he's not going to have a lot of players that are happy with him, and the play may show on the field. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, you know what? I know. We both picked the Eagles. We both picked the Eagles.
Right.
But for you as a big Giant fan, how did you feel that moment with the miscommunication between Eli, Shane Marie, and Tom Coughlin? Like, did you feel what did you feel? And, would you have changed some of the plays in the lineup, things like that?
Ultimately, to explain it in my mindset, it's like a 0.001% chance type thing of that ever happening. Because, one, yes, the coaching staff should have been on the same page with Eli, but at the same time, the coaching staff probably trusts Eli to be the game manager and to realize everything right then and there. He needs to be aware of everything. And, I mean, after he's been a QB for, 11 season now, you're going to put your full trust in that QB. He's been the starter. He hasn't missed a game. He knows the game. He knows how to manage 2-minute drives. So, obviously, you think Eli knows the timeouts, possession clock, everything is right there. He's aware of it. So, it was just a bad mishap by Eli, and that usually rarely never happens on his end. His football IQ is like one of the top. Analysts and former teammates always talk about it. He's a really smart dude when it comes to football. He knows his X's and O's. It's just a shame that he didn't realize Dallas had 2 timeouts to 1 timeout. So he even said himself after the OBJ completion for the 8 yards or whatever it was, he thought Dallas only had 1 timeout, I believe, when in reality they had 2. So he himself, I believe, told Rashad not to score. I don't believe it came from the sideline. I believe Eli was managing the clock himself and told Rashad to do an Ahmad Bradshaw type thing in the Super Bowl. Sit your ass on the 1 yard line and let the clock run, because we'll get a new set of downs possibly, or, we'll just run the clock out. It wouldn't have been a set of downs, actually. I'm wrong in that. I think it was 3rd and 4th and goal. But it was just a very rare mishap by Eli. I'm sure he feels horrible about it. But Rashad called Eli, I guess, the next day. He didn't even need to say anything. Eli already knew, wanted to, get it past and just move on to the Falcons. So that's why I love Eli, though, because his brain is one way. He can just do something so bad and totally forget about it. That's why I love him. That's why he's perfect for New York and the media.
Listen, he's a two-time champion. He's a two-time champion. We can't really say much about him. I don't disrespect him as much. But the one thing I did question was Preston Parker. I know 12 Crawford in the past has gone very hard. Has gone maybe hard on his plays for like dropping passes, especially at receivers. And you kept him in the game when you have, I mean, my opinion, you have better competitors like Dwayne Harris, who started for the Dallas Cowboys a couple of games, who's a better receiver, has more experience. You had Corby Washington, was a bigger receiver. He had shown for flashes last year. So I question, this guy dropped 4 passes for you, and key ones at that, and you kept this guy in the game. So, listen, it is what it is. But Odell Beckham Jr. to me had to step up next game against the Atlanta Falcons because they're gonna be keying on him a whole lot.
And even Jeremy Davis, we have the rookie from UConn. He's known for never dropping passes. So I mean, it's kind of pissing me off because I believe they're gonna keep Preston Parker in against Atlanta as the third wide receiver. But I would really like to see Jeremy Davis or something some time and move over to the slot or something.
Bryce side was there was on Fells. That was pretty the way they utilized him a lot. Yes, on Sunday night's game. We also have the Seattle Seahawks without Cam Chancellor for week 2. Hey, Sean, you there, Sean?
I'm right here.
Cam Chancellor is missing week 2. So let you know that.
You guys
he
are
called
link, right?
I say let's trade him. I mean, look, if he's going to make us lose this season, then why even bother to keep him around? I mean, he's a significant piece, but he's not the biggest piece. And if he wants that money, I mean, he's pushing the organization to a corner. If he wants to do that, find a different team. If he wants to stay, he has to be realistic.
It was crazy, the passes that Nick Foles was throwing. And I forgot who the receiver was, but that catch over Richard Sherman between him and the safety, oh my God, that was incredible. I was like, the secondary was getting exposed. Even Kendricks had about a 60-yard touchdown reception. I mean, hey, Josh, you said it. How can you have the Legion without the boom? And week 2, he's out. So the saga continue.
Look, man, if he's going to expose our defense like that, trade him. I mean, what good is it? What good is it that he sit out that make us have a losing record and then come back and okay, I was joking, guys. I mean, every week he's falling down his bluff. Like, okay, not that much. How about this little? No. All right, week 2. How about this little? No. Look, if you're gonna give us a losing record, how about you trade to a different team who's willing to pay you that money? And stop playing games.
Yeah, I know where Sean's coming from.
There's too many we have. We can't pay everybody that money. He got to be realistic. If he wants to stay, be realistic. If he wants that big money, go to a different team. Stop playing these little games.
Yeah, I know he isn't the biggest piece of the defense. It just sucks because he is almost the captain of that secondary, and he really could have been the difference between that win-loss on Sunday. So that's what sucks. I mean, at the same time, I'm with Sean. I'd rather invest in more pieces on the defense rather than one $20 million tag on a safety. But I mean, it's like a seesaw right now. You want him, but at the same time, if he's gonna play these games, I give in.
Look, man, I think we're going to have a losing – I don't think we're going back to the playoffs. So I think we already went to 2 playoffs back-to-back.
It's still possible, though, because you still have the pass rush. If you have a good front 7 –
Sorry, what was that?
If you have a good front 7, you don't really need to worry. The front 7 makes the secondary. You could have a mediocre secondary, and your front 7 can make them look great. So, I mean –
better, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, they were still getting to Foles on Sunday. They just need to click back there without Chancellor. They'll get it, though. I'm not worried about the Seattle defense at all.
I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know if they're going to make that big impression this year.
Right.
So I'm just saying, you know what? Let's just trade him away, let him have his money in a different team, and save that, the that cap to rebuild the defense for next year or something.
That definitely
for good picks and maybe a good center to help Wilson out.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think in order for Seattle to get better, even though it is early, I still think the offense need to get a lot better and score some points because again, everybody even in that division has gotten better where they can score points. And if you have no Cam Chancellor, you have to score points on offense. And it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of Jimmy. It's going to be a lot of what's his name? The tight end, Jimmy Graham. Excuse me. A lot of Jimmy Graham. A lot of Marshawn Lynch. A lot of Curse. A lot of everybody. Listen, that kid Lockett. That kid Tyler Lockett. I think that's rookie of the year, guy. That's the rookie of the year. To me, he could be another Percy Harvin for the Seattle team.
It's going to be hard for a positional player like Lockett to get the honors.
Yeah, no, I was saying with the kid Tyler Lockett, the one you guys drafted out of K-State, Kansas State, I think he's special. It's a special dude right there. Mix him in some plays. Put him in.
Ran out of time. You're probably like 2 minutes over time. We got to go to the next down, guys.
Mariota's looking good compared to RG3's Rookie of the Year season, so we'll see.
Ooh, that's a slap in the face. 4 touchdowns. Damn.
Hey, I know, right?
Mike, hey, Mike, I didn't say that, Mike. Josh did.
My bad, Mike. I apologize.
But anyways, Michael did say, speak about Michael. Michael did say that he on the wall he did noted that the biggest loser for his week was him not missing Fury this week, and next 9 weeks to come because he had prior business to take care of. So that's his biggest loss. But he'll be back. I'm Fury, guys. Don't worry. My brother Mike will be back in about 9 or 8 weeks from now, so he'll be back. But anyways, we go into the next down. Stay tuned.